वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुविष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। Welcome to all the devotees who have come to Jai Durga temple, and also all the devotees who are online watching this video. Last week on Saturday we had Makar Sankranti celebration, a motion, a travel towards the light, towards the warmth, towards the spring. It's a change in direction of the sun. And coincidentally, we completed our first adhyay, Arjun Vishad Yoga Nama, also on the same day. And we are going towards the further knowledge in the second chapter, which is Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga Nama Dvitiyo Adhyaya. It is a great pleasure to see that the knowledge comes. The happiness cannot be achieved. Happiness cannot be there without knowledge. Any knowledge which brings true happiness is the true knowledge. Merely the information about how to earn the bread and how to get the facilities for the life is not the knowledge. The true knowledge is one which brings happiness. Happiness not only in a person, but happiness also in the society as a whole, and in turn in the world. That is why we have got the slogan Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world will be like one family, and everybody is going to enjoy the advantages of the family. So we will try to recap some of the things from Adhyay 1, which is Arjun Vishad Yoga. What we learned, that Arjun had Vishad, a sadness. Vishad has got a combination of many things. So he had a sadness, he was worried, he was overwhelmed. Even though the other side was tyrant and evil people, he thought, and he is telling that killing of relatives and friends just merely for the sake of kingdom is not the right way to fight. It is not the reason to kill the people just for the kingdom. Nakankshe Vijayam Krishnam, Nacha Rajya Sukhanicha. That was a slogan there. I don't need a very big kingdom which will give me lots of facilities. And I also do not need any winning, a fame. And he had the second point of concern was killing of the cool, killing of the race and the dynasty, which will bring immorality in the society because so many men will be killed in the war. And also he saw that mass killing due to the war will create loss of humanity and culture. So when the culture is lost, lupta pindodaka kriyaha, that is a word over there, something to be remembered from first chapter. Lupta pindodaka kriyaha, our dynasty, our culture will be lost because so many people will be dying, so many men will be dying. And varna sankaro jayate, the immorality in the women will happen when the ratio of the men to women will become so high. So that is three things which Arjun told, or Arjun was thinking, and he was having Vishad, and he told that it will be rather better to get killed myself, unarmed by them, rather than me being a sinful person to do the action of killing them. And Upaveshita, that is the word Upaveshita, he went back. So his chariot must be very big. You know, when the words are there, they are indicative also. His chariot must have been very big chariot, so that he went inside the chariot. That is what is written. He went behind in the chariot. So it must be a very large chariot containing lots of arms. It's like a tank or something, you know, like in present day. And he had a very big chariot. So instead of coming in the front of the chariot and fighting, he goes back in the chariot and he sits there. Yeah. And he's telling, I'm not going to fight, I do not know. So the question here, the thing to learn from the first chapter is the reason for inaction against evils and wrongdoers. The result of inaction against evils and wrongdoers, non-righteous people. Inaction, why we do not react against them, and various reasons are told to us. Number one is, everybody is free to do what they want. So if there is a person who is doing a wrongdoing, he is also free to do, and he is allowed to do under the thought or under the rule of freedom of individuals. But to what extent? To what extent has to be thought. Even if that is not hurting me today, it may hurt other people and in turn hurt the society. So freedom of actions for everyone. But if it is harming the coming generations, say for example, I am allowed to smoke. I am allowed to smoke, I can smoke, but because of that, if my next generation is going to suffer with various diseases, I should not be allowed. The freedom of an individual to smoke is not a complete viewpoint from the society point of view, from the new generation. The child who is not even born now is done with a great injustice if the mother is smoking and drinking, because it is going to harm them. It will be developing weaker bones. We know that. The medical sciences teaches us. So even though it is a freedom to smoke, it may not be a correct way to do because it is harming the coming generations. Similarly, gambling. We know the result of gambling, what happened in the Kaurav court when Yudhishthir and Duryodhan were doing the gambling. Then another argument which is being told is that, oh, you are a good person, so you should not be, doing the quarrel, you should not be going against anyone. You are good, so you do it. But being good is not only limited to oneself. Being good is also including the responsibility towards the society, towards the culture, towards our heritage. Just being good is not enough. The expectations are beyond that. Then sometimes we say that the things are due to destiny. Oh, the things are going bad because of the destiny. Destiny was written that way. It was a reason for the destiny. The people who say that are completely inactive and irresponsible in my viewpoint. Destiny is written by the brave. Destiny is written by the brave. So putting it to the destiny is nothing but either a procrastination or inaction. Escapism, that is what the people say when they talk about the destiny. The bad happenings are happening due to the destiny. No, it's not that way. Because the freedom of action is given to us and we should be acting towards the righteous way. Then another argument is that bad people will face the fruits of their own karma. You don't do anything. They will face the rule of karma. They will face the bad fruits of the karma. So no need to take action for something which you are seeing wrong in your life. Now be careful here that when I am saying wrong, it is not only outside, it is even inside. Suppose I have got an exam and I am not reading. I am not doing my exercises properly. Or the doctor has told that I am obese and I am supposed to do some exercise and I don't do it regularly. I don't control my food. So it is, remember, it is not only outside, it is also the inside part of our life where we are doing or seeing wrong things. And if we say, no, it is my destiny, I am obese because of my destiny, that's not a correct argument. So same way, the bad people will face the fruits of karma. Yeah, definitely they will do that. But because of them, there are other people who are not even connected to that also face very, very bad fortune. Imagine that a finance minister of a nation is taking wrong decisions. He is taking selfish decisions. He is taking incorrect decisions. The upcoming generations, 5, 6, 10 generations will suffer. The country will become bankrupt because of his single decision. Can we say that he is going to face the fruits of the karma? No. So there is a collective and individual karma. We will talk about it later as we go forward in this. But this is what we are talking about, reasons for inaction. Why we are taking inaction? Because these are the thoughts which are being fed into our brain and we do not take any action against it. And that is what Arjuna is also thinking, that I should not be acting, I should not be taking any action, I should not fight the war. Another argument is told as fighting is bad. Yeah, only bad people fight. See, this is a very fundamental thing which is being taught right from the very childhood. Hey, you are fighting, you are a bad guy. You are arguing, that is a bad indication. It is never always. Sometimes you have to fight for the rights. Sometimes you have to fight for the righteousness. Sometimes you have to fight to protect weaker. Internally also, we have to fight with ourselves to wake up early morning and do our lessons or to go to the temple. We have to fight with ourselves. So fighting is always there. So only bad people are doing fighting and good people do not fight. Good people does not fight. Good person does not fight. Is a wrong message given right from the childhood in the mind of the man, in the mind of a person, that you should not fight. If you are fighting, you are arguing, you are commenting, you are a bad person. And that stops us. As we grow older, that stops us doing our moral and social responsibilities. It leads into inaction. That is why sometimes you must have seen there is somebody fighting on the road and one person is beating the other person. There are 20 people around who can easily stop that person. They don't stop. They don't stop. They allow him to get beaten and then they will call police. By that time the person who was beaten was either dead or whatever is the unfortunate condition. They do not stop. Inaction. And this is deliberately made situation. Because as per the rules of politics in Chanakya, as Chanakya has told, that inactive people are easiest to rule. Inaction people are easiest to rule. So deliberately put that message in the society right from the birth that person who is fighting is a bad person. No, that is not the way. The person who is fighting in a non-righteous way is a bad person or a bad society. Then there are some other people who are telling the humanity side of it, that eye for eye will lead to the world of blindness. Everybody will be blind if you are going by the same rule. Well, it is, now there are two comments in it. One is a little funny comment, is that even though there is a blind couple, they have got a child who can see. So never worry about that next generation. That is one part. Of course, I am not promoting any war. I am not promoting any fighting. Remember. But if we are not taking action against something which is going wrong, which is to us or the society, and we are remaining inaction, that is not acceptable. And that is not acceptable by Srimad Bhagavad Gita also. So when Arjun said that I do not want to fight, inaction, Arjun said that, then the God is telling further. And that further is the second chapter, which is Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga Nama Dvitiyo Adhyayaha. Sankhya Yoga is a very big school of thought. It has got so many parts in it. It has been explained in either very wrong way or in a very complicated way. So in both ways, we cannot understand what is Sankhya Yoga. You can Google it, who started and who compiled this whole school of thoughts. That was Kapil Muni. Kapil Muni has done the compilation of this. Although the Sankhya Yoga is from very previous history. So I will start chanting the first slok of the Sankhya Yoga, the second chapter. Atha Dvitiyo Adhyayah Sankhya Yogo Nama. Sanjay Uvacha Tan Tatha Krupaya Vishtam Ashrupurna Kulekshanam Vishidantam Midam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudana. So what is happening, as we already know, but I'd like to reiterate it, that there is a war happening in the Kurukshetra. And this is being seen by Sanjay with the Divya Drashti. It's like a remote sensing systems. And he is telling Dhritarashtra, the father of Duryodhan, what is happening on the war because Dhritarashtra is blind. This is also very indicative that Sanjay is having a Divya Drashti. He can see something which is beyond the horizon. Whereas Dhritarashtra is blind, means he is blinded by his own greed so much that he can't see the truth in front of him. This can also be symbolized like that. So Sanjay Uvacha, now Sanjay is telling, when the Arjun told that I am going to, not going to fight, I am going to be inactive, and he goes behind in the chariot, then Sanjay is telling that by looking at this, what happened? When Arjun told, what happened? Sanjay Uvacha. Uvacha means told. Uvacha means said. So Tan Tatha, thus said by Arjun. Krupaya, Krupa. Krupa means pitifully, pitifully and overwhelmed. Avishtam, Avishtam, overwhelmed. And Ashrupurna, the tearful eyes, the full of tears. Ashrupurna. And Akula, distressed. Ashrupurna, Akula, Akshanam. Aksha means eyes. Hiranyaksha, Hiranyaksha, one of the devil which you have heard. Hiranya means gold. Aksha means eyes. That means one who is seeing only gold. Means he is so selfish and he is looking only at his own objectives. And he is not looking beyond money. He is Hiranyaksha. We have got so many Hiranyaksha nowadays around us. We can see them. That is Hiranyaksha. Otherwise, the other Hiranyaksha was already killed. Why we have to even worry about it? Why we have to even talk about their stories? But not to be there, that is a culture. Our culture is teaching us not to be Hiranyaksha. So, Ashru Purna Kule Kshanam Akshanam Akule, filled with distress. And Ashru Purna, Ashru means tears. Purna means fully. Fully, it was full of tears and distress. And Vishidantam, Vishidan. Vishidantam means grief-stricken. Vishad. That is why the first chapter was Arjun Vishad Yoganama. The same word, the same dhatu, the same base word is Vishad. So Vishidantam idam vakyam. So while he is saying Arjun, who is saying Krishna, because he is a chariot driver, he is a driver, he is a Sarathi, Saharathi. He is in the chariot as a driver. So he is saying whom? He is saying Arjun, who is crying. He is crying with lots of tears in his eyes. And he is having distress. He is going to do no action, inaction. So, by seeing this, what Krishna is telling to Arjun? That is what he is telling here. Now, this is a very challenging thing because Arjun was the biggest warrior. Arjun was the biggest warrior from the Pandava side. And he is telling that if I am not going to fight, the war is going to change. Motivation. How to motivate a person when they are feeling so much distressed. So Gita is basically also teaching us how to motivate a person through different ways. And Sankhya Yoga is one of the method. So Krishna is telling him, okay, he is telling him. So first Krishna is telling, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. The second sloka, I will chant the second sloka. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Kutastva Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupastitam Anarya Justama Swargyam Akirti Karamarjuna. Kutastva Kashmalamidam. First it is Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Remember, these are the sentences not as a Krishna Uvacha. Uvacha means said. Uvacha means said. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Bhagavan told. It is not told here as a Krishna told. It is not told here as a name, but Bhagwan Vacha means this is a Shastra. This is a Shastra which is coming from ages, and it is a true and applicable at every time. That is why it is a Sri Bhagwan Vacha. These are the words from the God. So Sri Bhagwan Vacha, Kutastva Kashmalamidam. Kutastva. So God is telling Arjun like a surprise. Where from? Kutaha. Kutaha means where from. Kashmala, delusion. Where from did you get this delusion? The translation in normal sentence will be, the Supreme Lord said, my dear Arjun, how has this delusion overcome you in this hour of peril? Vishame samupastitam. Visham, the time of peril. How this has come in front of you, this delusion, while we are fighting. Anarya justam aswargyam. So there are three words here, Arya and Anarya. So Anarya means one who is not Arya. So what is Arya? There is a little bit of history over there. We have been told that Aryas came to India from somewhere in the east, in the western side. We have been taught by Britishers to make sure that we forget our ancestors and we forget our values. So what is a Arya? Arya is not a race. Arya is not a typical race which is coming from a very specific geographical place. Arya is an attitude. It is a way of thinking. It is a way of actions. So here we can see clearly that evidence that he is telling, Bhagwan is telling, that do not be Anarya. That means that if Arjuna is coming from a race, and if the Arya is a race, then you cannot say a person that do not be Anarya. So Arya is an attitude. Anarya means not a righteous way of life. When we are not living for the betterment of masses, when we are not living for the happiness and healthiness of self, family and the society together, it is Anarya. So, this delusion of why not to kill, the thought, God is telling it is Anarya. Anarya. It is not a right way, it is a delusion. And justam means practiced. Means if you do not do this, you do not practice this, you do not act like this, which is similar to a Anarya. And aswargyam, when you will not fight, the defame will come to you, and which will not lead you to a pleasure higher abodes. Akirti. Akirti. Kirti means fame. Akirti means leading to disgrace. This type of thoughts and the delusion which has come to you in this peril situation will lead you to akirti, leading to disgrace. How those thoughts have come to you? Because not doing the righteous actions as required in time brings disgrace. We all know that when we are asked, oh, how do you think about your life? Then we always say, oh, you know what, at that time I didn't take this decision. At that time I should have taken this decision. And because of various reasons, we didn't took that decision. And then we repent. We think that, oh, this is not a good thing which happened to me. And also when we do not take such decisions, especially when we are responsible for society, we bring disgrace. We bring disgrace. Akirti. So God is asking, why are you doing this? This is going to bring you akirti. It will bring you disgrace. And that also in a peril situation. Why peril? Because they are on the battlefield. It is everything has been settled to fight. And now you are telling that I am not going to fight. That's not correct. Kutastva kashmalamidam. Where did you get this delusion? That is what God is asking. That is what this Sanskrit slok means. See, Sanskrit is not that tough. Give it a shot and it is easy. There are so many translations available for various slokas. But we should understand it in the today's perspective. That is the purpose of this whole pravachan and the whole sequence of the series of pravachans. That we apply this in our life every day and for future. We do not make any mistakes. We do not feel ashamed of doing righteous things in our life. That is the purpose of Gita. That is the purpose of Sri Bhagavan telling us the Gita. To make us happy. It is not to tell only Arjuna at that time. Because that war has been done already. Why we have to learn it? It is told, those who doesn't learn from the history has to repeat it. So we have to learn this. And that is why Gita is a ready reference. It is a ready reckoner for everyday actions. So when we also fail, sometimes that, oh, whether I should do, not do, I am afraid of doing it. You tell yourself, Kutastva Kashmalamidam. Yeah, we can say ourselves. There is nothing wrong in it. Talk to yourself. How can I do such a bad action? How can I be a person of escapism? How can I just sit with my hands tight when something is happening wrong? Oh, no, outside. No, it is only outside. No, inside also. Yeah, at home, my mother is cooking for me. And I am watching television. I am playing on my mobile phone. I am chatting with my friends. But I am not helping my mom. Mom, let me cut the vegetables. Let me clean the house. You are already doing so much hard work. You are coming from work. Now you have come at, your work for 8 hours. And now you are cooking the food for me. And I don't help. Kutasva Kashmalamidam. Yeah, it is inside also. Remember, it is not only outside. We are always trained to see outside. It is also inside. So we can always say Kutasva Kashmalamidam. Every time it is not Vishame Samupastitam. Every time it is not a peril situation. But even in regular situation also, we don't take the action. We see our mom working hard, sweating, tired, but we don't help her. That is wrong. So, that is anarya. That is anarya. Not doing that is anarya, and that is why anarya. So it is not only for outside and outside actions, it is also for the self and inside, equally. So we'll go to the third one, the third sloka of the second chapter. Klaibyam masma gama partha naitatvayupapadyate kshudram radaya daurbalyam tyakto tishtha parantapa. See, God is also angry. Yeah, God can be angry too. Yeah. So being angry is not bad. Being angry in a wrong thing is bad. Klaibyam masmaga. Klaibyam, actually it is a abuse. It's a very tough word. Klaibyam is unmanliness. Klaibyam means unmanliness, impotence. Importance. Telling a warrior who has fought so many wars, telling a warrior who has proven himself by fighting various wars and winning them, telling him that what you are thinking is a way of importance is a big one. It's a big abuse. It is a very tough word to tell. Klaibyam, unmanliness. Not doing the duty and not facing the challenges is unmanliness. Importance. So it is not gender-based word. Some people will say it is unmanliness. It is not for women. No, it's not like that. It is for everyone. Not doing the duty and not facing the challenge for the righteous is unmanliness. It is not a gender-based. It is the attitude and outlook towards the life. So God is telling, Klaibyam, ma. Ma means no. In Sanskrit, ma means no. Ma is the dhatu word. So ma means no. Klaibyam masma gama partha. Do not go towards this path. And partha means what? Partha is coming from the word prutha. So, Arjun's mother is Kunti. And Kunti was found, and Prithvi is the word. So Prutha is a word for the Prithvi, the earth. And the daughter of the earth is Prutha. And Partha, who is the son of Prutha, is Arjun. So Arjun is the son of Kunti. Kunti's name was Prutha. So Arjun is also named as a Partha. Now, Parth means son of the earth. Son of the earth. What does it mean? We are all son of the earth. See, in Gita, God has used the words in a proper way, at proper place, to give a proper message. Here he is not telling Arjun. See, in the first, in the slok earlier, it was telling Akirti ma kara Arjuna. Arjun. So, when it is coming to the fame, he is telling the name Arjun. Do not get the disgrace. But here he is telling Klaibyam masma gama Partha. Partha means the son of the earth. The son of the earth means what? You are responsible for the earth, for the protection. Because Arjuna is Kshatriya. He is supposed to fight for the righteousness. He is supposed to fight for his land. He is supposed to fight for the people of his land. He is a Kshatriya. So when he is doing that, he has been named as a Partha by God. The God called him by the name Partha. So he is reminding him. He is reminding him that this is your duty. By telling him as Partha, he is reminding him his duty as a Kshatriya towards his country, towards the land. He is reminding him. And that is why he is using the word Partha over there. Arjuna has got so many names. So he is calling him as a Partha. This also gives an indication that when we have got the kids, put a good name to the kid. You know, when the kid is born, give him a good name. That name will lead to the thoughts. That name will lead them in the life. Bhavani Prasad, name. It looks a little longer here in this part of the world. And then people make it small. Call me Bhi. No, my name is Bhavani Prasad. Some people say, oh, it's very difficult to pronounce that name. That is why I shortened it. That is very common in this part of the world, here in North America. No, I shortened my name because they cannot pronounce it. It's very difficult to pronounce. And I always say, if they can pronounce as well as, identify the spelling of Arnold Schwarzenegger, if they can pronounce Schwarzenegger, they can definitely pronounce Bhavani Prasad. So do not shorten your name. The name has got a lot of values in it. If they can pronounce Schwarzenegger, they can definitely pronounce Chandi Prasad, Saraswati, Devi Prasad. Never shorten your name. Have a pride in your name, because it has a meaning behind it. It is not just kept like that. And especially we, coming from the Arya Sanskriti, we coming from the Sanatan Dharma, has got a definitely meaning of the name. Everything has a meaning. Every name has a meaning. God's every name has a meaning. So they should not be shortened. I always suggest that. I leave it to the people, but I give this, that if they can pronounce Schwarzenegger, they can definitely pronounce any name which is given in India to anybody who is following the Sanatan Dharma. Anyway, so going further, Klaibyam masma gama partha nai tattva yupapadyate. Yupapadyate. Befitting, appropriate on the occasion. Nai? No. This is not fitting you, Parth. This is not appropriate at this occasion. What is not appropriate? To be unmanly. Being unmanliness, being klaibyam, going towards the path of unmanliness does not suit you. You are a warrior. This is not expected from you. This is not expected that you talk about not fighting, having a delusion. So, here God is telling what is expected from a warrior. Yes, God is telling. So, we have to think. We have to think what is expected. What is expected from me? Expectation. Some people say, don't keep expectation. Yeah, many people say. And they also quote, yeah, we quote, they will quote the Bible like that. So they say, in Gita only there is a sloka that do not keep expectation. So never keep expectation. Then I always say, expectation is the root of our life. It is a basic line. When we are standing on a signal, we are in our car and we have stopped, there is a red signal in front of us. Now it becomes green. So we are expecting that now the people who are in the crossroad will stop, will not drive, will not come in our way, and we will cross the road on a signal. It is expected. Because expectations are directly connected with the duty. It is expected that a police is making sure that there is no violence against the weaker people. It is expected from everybody, including God. We expect when we come to the temple, we tell God, oh God, I am in trouble, please help me. We are expecting that God will help us. See, expectation is everywhere. Because expectation is directly connected to the duty, mostly. So he is telling, Klaibyam masma gama partha nai tattva yu papadyate. This is not expected from you. You are a warrior, you are supposed to start fighting. This is not expected that you become inactive. Kutastva kashmalamidam. Delusion should not be coming to you. That is unmanliness, which is not expected from you. So, kshudra hridaya daubalyam. Kshudra. Now, this is a very good word. This word has been misused and explained, incorrectly explained by many people. We have got 4 varnas. It is told that we have got casteism, and we have got varnas, Brahman, Vaishya, Kshatriya, and Kshudra. So they pronounce the word Kshudra. I want to make it very sure that we all understand this very clearly. Kshudra and Shudra. These are 2 different words with entirely 2 different meanings. In the Varnashram, it is Brahman, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. It is S-H-U-D-R-A, Shudra. That is a Varna, and we will talk about it as we go further in the Gita. But just for our information, that is called as a Shudra. The pronunciation for that word is Shudra. It is not Kshudra. It is not K-S-H-U-D-R-A. So, the meaning here, the word here is Kshudra hridaya daurbalyam. K-S-H-U-D-R-A. Kshudra. Kshudra means weak. Thinking lower and on petty thoughts. Thinking weaker. That is Kshudra. K-S-H-U. Now people use this word to explain the Varnashram. So what happened? When they explain, they say, oh, the 4th Varna is called as Kshudra. Downtrodden, low, weaker. Even today we are hearing that in multiple places in India. Oh, they are weaker section. They are lower section. Dalit word has come from there. Because Dalit means Kshudra. But it is not Kshudra, it is Shudra. We have to understand how people will mis-explain us to break the noble thoughts behind the Sanatana Dharma. So this word is extremely important. Even if we don't understand it, remember, it is a Shudra in case of Varna. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Whereas here, the word in the sloka is Kshudra. Kshudra means weaker, lower, petty thoughts, thinking timid, thinking lost. Kshudra. So Kshudra Hradaya Daurbalyam. Hradaya, the heart, your petty thoughts and the Hridaya heart, Daurbalyam, weakness. Tyakto Tvishta Parantapa. Tyakta Uttishta Parantapa. Tyakta means give away. Give up. And Uttishta means arise. And again he told another name of the, see in this sloka, Bhagwan told two names. He is calling Arjun by two names. In the first stanza it is Klebyam Masma Gama Partha. And in the second stanza it is Tyakto Tvishta Parantapa. Two names. So here the word is Tyakta and Uttishta. So let us talk first about the Kshudra. What is Kshudra? Kshudra, weaker means what? The way we think and the way we think will lead us in the future. The way of thinking today is our future. If we think weak, our future will be weaker. If we think lower, our future will be lower. I'll give an example. You know, I have a friend, and maybe if he will see this video, he will laugh also because I am talking about him and his kids. He has two kids. My friend has two kids. He has one elder daughter and the younger one is a son. Now, these both people are entirely different mentality. So, my friend was explaining that when my daughter goes for the exam and she comes crying. She's crying and say, "Oh, what happened? What happened?" And she says, "Oh, you know what? After I wrote my exam, I came out and I found that I'm going to lose 2 marks. So out of 100, I will get only 98 marks. How can I be so stupid to lose that 2 marks?" And she's so unhappy and she's crying and crying. "Oh, I will lose 4 marks and I lost 2 marks and all that." And the son, when he's coming from the exam, he's coming happily. Yahoo! And my friend is asking, "Hey, what happened? How was the exam?" "Great, perfect, very nice. I'm so happy." "What happened?" "Oh, I was thinking I will get only 35, but I solved 45 marks question. I'm going to get 45 or 50 marks out of 100. He is happy that he is going to get 50 marks out of 100. Whereas the daughter is unhappy because she is going to get only 98 marks out of 100. Well, I'm not talking about the race for the marks here. I'm talking about the attitude and the aim of the life. The son has aimed very low. He has already aimed for 35, 40 marks and I should just pass. So because his aim is so low, even 50 marks is great and happiness for him. Naturally, it is not going to bring him good future. He will not get admission in school, good schools, because his aim is low, even though he is happy today. And the daughter who is crying just because she is losing only 2 marks out of 100 and getting 98 is unhappy today, but her aim is high. She is going to be happy. She is going to get admission in bigger school, better school, whatever courses she wants. So aiming high, even though you miss it, is better. We have a say in other language that it is pardoned that you miss the target, but it is not pardoned to have a lower target. If you keep a lower target, you achieve it and you say that, "Oh, I am happy to achieve it." That's not correct. A lower target is not pardonable. A target which is not achieved but still it is a higher is always a good way to go. So it is pardonable to miss a high target rather than to have a low level target and achieved. So in life also we have to see that what level of targets we are defining in our life, in every area. Remember, I always, whenever we say, it is not only outside, it is inside also. I am going to reduce my weight by 5 pounds because I ate too much of chocolate during the Christmas. I had lots of celebration and parties, so I increased my weight by 5 pounds. Now I have to reduce it. No, I will reduce 1 pound in 6 months. That's a low target. It is almost like equal. So it is not only outside, it is inside also. Everything is inside. So tyakta and uttishta, these are the another two words here. Tyakta and uttishta. See, tyakta doesn't mean only to leave or drop. Tyakta means to throw away. You must have seen people who are smoking, sometimes they are told you have to leave smoking. So some people say, okay, I will not smoke, and they keep the, the cigarette packet next to them, like that. And person who is really attached, person who is really touched, he will take that packet and throw it away. He will throw it away. He will throw. He will throw the thing away. And throwing doesn't mean only physical. Throwing is also psychological. To give up. But to give up, not to leave, but to throw. When person throw, it is a commitment. Tyakta, it is not only to drop. When we throw, it is a more commitment and strength in decision. So God is telling tyakta, klaibyam, kshudra hridaya daurbalyam, this weakness of your heart, which is making you kshudra, lower level, throw it away. Throw away these things. So when you have to throw away, see, look at the mechanism of throwing away. When we throw away something, first of all, we are holding it tight. You cannot throw something which you are not holding tight. If I am holding something very loose, say if I have got a water bottle and I am holding it loose, I can't throw away. To throw away, I have to hold it tight, make a motion, and then open my hand. Then only it will be thrown. God is see, these words are so important. So when we have to throw something, in other words, we are holding it tight. When we hold something very tight, that is a thing we are supposed to throw away. This delusion has gripped over Arjuna, over his decision-making capacity. It has taken a grip over him. Arjuna is holding it tight. He is holding it tight. He says, no, I am not going to fight. He has a delusion. So he's telling he's holding it tight. So when you are holding tight, you have to really make commitment to throw it away. That is why the word here is tyakta. Very important word. It's not telling that, oh, you just drop, you leave it. No, leave your thoughts. No, you throw away this kshudra hridaya daurbalyam. You throw away your thoughts. These weaker thoughts you have to throw away. And uttishta, stand up. Parantapa, who has got a history of winning. Parantapa means conqueror of enemies. You are conqueror of enemies. And you are having this kshudra hridaya daurbalyam. Throw it away and uttishta. Stand up. Stand up means physically also, because he is sitting inside. But stand up means get ready. Be committed. Start action. Ready to take an action. Ready to fight. Here also important word is also parantapa. See, here God is calling him parantapa. So reminding somebody about their history, about their image, about their duties is also by the name. When it is told kshudra hridaya daurbalyam, then he is using the parantapa. You are the conqueror of enemies. You cannot have this. So he is naming him as parantapa. He is calling him as parantapa. Using a name at a specific time is important. We say that, oh, no, it is that, how do we do that? Even today's life also we do that. Suppose there is a boy named Ramesh, and he is a mischievous boy. He is a 7-year-old boy. He is mischievous. He is doing mischief. So mama will say, don't do mischief, just play. Don't do mischief with your younger sister and all that. So you say, Ramesh, don't do that. And then Ramesh is still continuing because he is a 7-year-old boy. He doesn't understand that. He is a mischievous boy. So he say, Ramesh, don't do it. Then again, maybe 2-3 times again, Ramesh, don't do it. Ramesh, be calm, like that. She will say, and then once she is fed up, she will even use the same word, but will say, Ramesh. And now Ramesh understand, now Mama is angry. Even though it is the same word, the tone has changed, and now I should not be doing the mischief. So even the same name with a different tone means different things. So imagine if the name is entirely different, it makes more difference. Parantapa, that is why God is calling him as Parantapa. You are the conqueror of enemies. The weaker heart, the weakness of your heart, and the lower thinking, petty thinking is not matching you. Naitattvam yupapadyate. It is not matching you. So Parantapa, conqueror of enemies, Uttishta, stand up, get ready, decide, start working, start fighting. So he's kind of, pumping him. But with the thoughts, he's reminding him that he is Partha, his responsibility, his duty towards the land. He is Parantapa, he is a conqueror, he can win. So now we will go to the next sloka. So when he is telling like that, Arjuna is telling, hold on. It is not that I am weak. It is not that I am afraid of dying in the war. But what he is telling, so he is trying to reiterate what he thinks. So we'll go to the fourth sloka here. Arjun Vacha Katham Bhishma Maham Sankhe Drodam Cha Madhusudana Ishubhi Pratiyotsyami Pujarhar Varisudana. Arjun Uvacha. Uvacha means said. We know that. Right? By now we know that Uvacha means said. Sanjay Uvacha, Bhagwan Uvacha, Arjun Uvacha. So Arjun Uvacha, Arjun said, Katham Bhishma Maham Sankhe. Katham. Katham means how. Bhishma Maham. Katham. How. Bhishma Aham Sankhe. Sankhe means to fight. Sankhe. Remember, it is not Sankhya, it is Sankhye. So Sankhya means fight with. Katham Bhishmam Aham. Aham means me. How can I fight with Bhishma and Dron? Dronam Cha. Cha in Sanskrit, Cha means and. Cha means and. A-N-D, not E-N-D. Cha means and. How can I fight with Bhishma and Drona? Katham, how can I fight? Katham Sankhye Bhishma Cha Drona. Bhishma and Drona, how can I fight? Madhusudana. Madhusudana is also the name of the god. Madhusudana. Madhusudana is the name of Sri Krishna. The slayer of a demon Madhu. Sudana. Sudana means to kill, to slay. So Krishna killed the demon named Madhu. That is why one of his name is Madhusudan. It has got so many meaning behind it, but we are here to stick on the Gita, so we will not go into that. But Madhusudan is the name of the Krishna. So he's telling, how can I fight with Bhishma and Drona? Why? Ishubhi Pratiyotsyami. How can I fight with Ishubhi? Ishubhiha. Ishubhiha means arrow, with the arrows. Pratiyotsyami, shooting. So how can I shoot the arrows and fight with Bhishma and Drona? Why? Why I cannot? Because Pujar Har Varisudana. Pujar Har Varisudana. So here also there are two Sudan words. So Puja Arha. Arhu means worthy of worship. Puja Arhu means worthy of worship. Puja Har Varisudana. Ari Sudana. Ari means enemy. And Sudan means destroy. Madhusudana, destroyer of Madhu. So Ari Sudana, destroyer of the enemy. So he is calling also, Arjuna is also very brilliant. So he is, in this sloka, Arjuna is also calling Bhagwan with two names. One is Madhusudana and other is Ari Sudana. So he is telling that you are Ari Sudana, you are destroyer of enemies. But how can I fight? How can I fight? Puja Havari, worthy of worship. Yes, this is very big one. So Arjun is not ready to fight because he has got respect and gratitude towards elders. Having respect and gratitude towards elders makes him not to fight and shoot the arrows against them, towards them. So here, why we say that Arjuna is a delusion? Because we make errors in life. So we have to learn to see the person beyond relationship, position, appearance and power. We have to learn to see the person beyond relationship, position, appearance and power. One of the biggest mistakes which we do generally, look at the hero heroines in the movies. We think that a specific hero is doing so many type of roles in various movies, and we have a character of that person built in our mind from the appearance. It appears in various movies about a hero who is like a very great fighter and all that, but actually he may be a very timid person. But through the appearance, we develop a personality, an image of that actor in our mind. We develop an image, an incorrect image. That's the error we do. And same with the relationship. Each of our and every of our relative does not need to be our good friend and thinking good about us. Not necessary. They are persons. They are having their own limitations. They are having their own vices. And similarly, position. Yeah. I was reading about the slavery. I was reading about the history of Congo, the country, Democratic Republic of Congo. I was reading about it. And, the slavery and so many things, if you go to the history, you go to Google, you will find it. I was just wondering, like I'm seeing so many colonization histories and all that. The number of people who came for colonizing those countries are much less in numbers than the people of the colonized country. How did they rule them? So you see the pictures of them, you will see that most of the people who are taking actions on the behalf of the colonizing people are the local people. They are the local people who are beating local people. Look at history of India. Most of the police, most of the military used by Britishers was Indian people. Same in Congo, same in other places. Look at any colonization. You will see it is always like that. So I was wondering, why? Why did they do that? Is it only for the bread? Well, maybe. But it is the position. If there is somebody who is superior to me in a position, I have to obey. I have to follow them. Even though they are telling me wrong things, even though they are telling me wrong decisions, I have to obey them because they are at higher position. Even if it is not a righteous thing, I have to follow them because of the position. We do not oppose, we do not argue, we do not ask the reasons because of their position, and we take incorrect action. This thought of position and the pressure of the position and the moral responsibility of following the orders by the position led to the slavery. They never thought, they never asked, none of the colonized people asked the people who came to invade them that, who are you to tell us in our country? Why? Because number one, they never had their own thoughts and identity. The self-identification is one of the biggest one. They didn't have the identity of themselves, and that is why the colonization was successful. The culture, the countries where it was more stronger culture, the more developed the society were colonized, but for less time and less impacted from the culture point of view, like India. Some countries which were colonized so badly and such a big massacre was happening by the own people in their own country, that some of their races are lost, their culture is lost, their language is lost, their monuments are lost, their history is lost. So, having a position, looking at a position and thinking that the person at the higher position is always right and we have to follow them. Similarly, appearance, similarly, relationship. It leads us to a wrong place. I think we are already in time now, and we will take this sloka again in the next session, which is going to be on 28th of January, at the same time, 10 o'clock. We will take this sloka again because this is very important, which leads us to the errors in life. So I will stop over here for today, and we will take the fourth sloka of second chapter further in the next session. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha.